What's up? It's Martin here. And today I'm going to cover something that I really haven't talked about on this channel, and that's the question, will I fit in at Western University as an introvert? This question probably spawns from the fact that Western has a reputation of being a party school. And let me say, while that's seemingly true, as far as I can tell, we're not even number one for partying in Ontario. That title goes to Queen's University. Anyway, before we begin, I'd really appreciate it if you smash that like button for the YouTube algorithm, because I know that there are a lot of introverts out there that need to see this video. And with that out of the way, let's get right into the video. For starters, I'm going to give you my take on this question as someone on the more introverted side, being that I haven't been to any parties or had any drinks in my first year at Western so far. And in short, the answer to this question is yes, sort of. And let me explain. So to fit in at university or in any social setting, you have to first have an open mind. This is such a simple idea, but it's a lot more difficult to apply than it might seem. I remember back in high school, I felt like I didn't fit in, but that was because at some point I became reluctant to try anything new. Back in those days, I was the club president of Go Straight to Home Club. Basically, I was involved in pretty much no extracurriculars. And on the off chance that I'm at some social gathering, I sometimes think to myself, why am I even here? Anyway, back then I probably would have preferred to play some good old League of Legends, but that's a story for another time. So comment down below if you want to hear my high school story. I don't know. It's not really much to talk about. But looking back, there was no particular reason for me not to give things a second shot. It was just that I didn't feel like it. And I'm sure that if I was more open to trying new things, then I would have felt like I was more part of the school in high school, I guess. I'm not saying that I'm a completely different person now that I'm in university, but I've sort of reinvented myself in a certain sense, and it's definitely a step in the right direction. Well, maybe I should lower the desk. Okay, another thing to ask yourself is, what does fitting in even mean to me? If the definition of fitting in was to be out there partying every night and drinking a lot, then by that definition, I don't fit in at all. But seeing as I think I had a pretty good year this year, I'd say that the topic of fitting in is a pretty subjective one. So this really brings your own values into question. So it's a good thing to reflect on yourself and think about those things. For most people, fitting in is about having meaningful connections. It doesn't matter if it's only one or two close friends, if that's enough for you, because certainly it was fine for me, and more isn't always better. Anyway, on the topic of making friends, that brings us to our second point, which is that OWEEK and Clubs Week are your best friends for making friends. These events happen at the beginning of the school year, and that's where people are the most open, and basically this is where you can find your place, I guess, in the school and within the community. So let's talk a little bit about OWEEK, because that in itself can be a separate video topic. So let's go through it quickly. So OWEEK can be quite crazy. Certainly was for me. And I'll probably tell you a little bit more about that in another video. However, going off the last point, it's really important to have an open mind when approaching events like this, because it'll probably be a long time before you have events like this again, especially as introverts. During this time, everybody wants to fit in, so just don't feel the pressure to have to force anything and just be yourself. It was kind of weird for me because while people were going out for events all day and all night, I was already overwhelmed by the morning or early afternoon that I was just chilling in my room for the rest of the time, just doing absolutely nothing. Which is by no means a bad thing, but you know, you can probably do a little bit better than I did, and just try to put yourself out there a little bit. Step out of your comfort zone a little bit, and don't be like me, because I remember myself saying something pretty cynical that went something like,
take every interaction you have this week with a grain of salt, because everybody's going to be on their best behavior and it's going to be pretty surface level.
And while there might be some truth in that, I'd say that there's probably a larger portion of people that are genuinely trying to make friends like you are. So just approach that with an open mind, and OWEEK will be a lot more fun for you that way. For me, I know that I didn't really want to go to a bar to make friends or something like that, because that's not the lifestyle I value. But the least I could have done was to befriend the people that are on my floor beyond superficial interactions, which was my one regret this year, I guess. Luckily for me, there was Clubs Week in a couple of weeks, and this is a great thing because not only do you get to make friends with people who have similar interests with you, but you also get to befriend upperclassmen in the club as well that can not only be your friends, but your mentors as well. So basically in this week, you can meet people to chill with, work out with, and do other things with. So as you know, I was in Western's Dragon Boat Club and team, which gave me something to do outside of the classroom, which is great. And being around people who care about personal fitness was amazing as well. So look forward to that, and don't miss that opportunity. And another topic to address the question of will I fit into Western as an introvert is the difference between chilling and partying. And there's quite a distinct difference. Chilling is basically like partying, minus the group size, people doing questionable things, and possibly the alcohol. So now that you know the difference, there are definitely people who are more than willing to chill instead of party. And I'm pretty sure you can find those people pretty easily. Because not everybody at Western wants to party all the time. And I know that you would definitely find a fair share of people who just want to take it easy and just chill and talk and just do other things besides going wild and stuff like that. So in my experience, there's nothing wrong with not wanting to party because there are people like you. And they're more than willing to just talk and do other things instead of partying. And yeah, I never went to a party this entire year and I don't feel like I missed out on anything. So I don't think you should feel any pressure to go if you don't want to. So the last point I really want to make to you guys is if you're someone like me who wants nothing to do with partying, drinking, and other things like that, then trust me, you're not alone. And you can definitely find people like ourselves to hang out with. The reason why it doesn't seem like there are people like us is because, well, we're in a room all the time and we just chill by ourselves. So I wonder why we can't find people like that. So that being said, it's definitely possible to find a small group of friends to chill with who aren't really crazy into the party scene. And if you were worried that you can't find those people, then that's what this video is for. So let it be known that you can find people like ourselves that just want to study and just chill. Before I close off the video, I'm just going to say that even for extroverts, they can feel like they don't fit in at school or wherever they're going. Especially in a time like exam season where everybody's too busy to be socializing, and I feel like as extroverts, these people would feel very taxed because they're not able to interact with people as they usually would. I know that a lot of people have a false perception that extroverts always fit into whatever situation they're in, but that's definitely not the case. So even though this video is more targeted to introverts, that we can also help our extroverted friends during exam season by being their study buddy and someone to talk to during those times. And yeah, I think all that I have to say is don't let your introvertedness be an excuse for a poor social life. Because it's definitely possible if you put yourself out there and try to do that. So if you can keep these things in mind and have an open mindset, then the answer is definitely yes. You can fit in at Western as an introvert. Even if it takes longer than other people, just know that you're not alone in this journey. Maybe in the comment section, we can connect as introverts and relate to each other. And even if you're not an introvert, you can comment anything down below as well. You're always welcome to do that. So let me know if I missed anything, and yeah, that's about it for this video. Smash that like button and hit subscribe with post notifications on so you can see more content like this. And yeah, have fun first year. That's it. See ya.